Good morning, everybody. So it's about 8 o'clock. I've got everything packed up in the tent, and I'm just about ready to take the tent down. So it did end up storming a little bit last night. It didn't rain all that much, but there was a lot of wind, but it wasn't a big deal for this tent. And other than that, it's supposed to be a pretty hot day and pretty windy, so we'll see how today goes. Okay, so I've been kind of cleaning things up. I got all the water out of the hole. There was quite a bit in there from yesterday. All those big heavy waves that I was going through all morning. So this front hatch has a seal on it, and it just doesn't seal perfectly. There's a gasket here and a gasket here, and it keeps most of the water out, but some gets in. And when you go over like 2.5 to 3 foot waves for like 5.5 to 6 hours, a decent amount of water got into the hole. I mean, it wasn't a problem. It didn't cause the boat to sink or anything, but it just takes a while to get out with a sponge. So yeah, I'm just slowly packing things up. It's been a slow morning. Unfortunately, I woke up pretty early this morning. I was kind of annoyed. I tried to go back to sleep, but I couldn't. So I'm still a little tired from yesterday, but that's okay. So I'm going to get some breakfast going, get some coffee heated up, and then get all this stuff shoved into this boat and out onto the lake. So the lake so far is pretty calm. There's a little bit of a tailwind going on right now. So it's supposed to get pretty bad this afternoon. It's supposed to be 20 mile an hour wind gusting up to 30. It was 38 yesterday, so they've dropped it down a little bit. So that's nice, but we'll see if it's if I'm gonna have to pull off early because the waves get a little rough, but who knows. Okay, I'm finally pushing off. It's 9 o'clock and I'm ready to keep going. So far there is no wind, but I think that's supposed to change or not, and they're completely wrong. That happens a lot too, so you never know. So we'll just see how today goes and how far I get. Alright, well, I've rounded the corner and I'm continuing to make the turn. It's really hard to tell without a map, like exactly where I'm going. The whole thing's on a big curve. I have no idea which direction I'm going at this point, but luckily I have Google Maps, which is honestly one of the most useful things on this trip. So yeah, once I finish this turn, I'm almost around it. I'll be heading straight south again for a little bit, so that's interesting, before the lake makes another big bend. So that's actually pretty nice. It means I'm going to have some different directions this afternoon. It means I might actually be able to make some progress by staying out of the wind by hugging the banks. So hopefully that'll be the case. Well, I'm finally coming around to the end of this corner, and it looks like I've got a bit of a gauntlet to run. I've got 4 miles of some fairly decent headwinds. So there's the rest of my morning, most definitely. So the river turns to the right up here and does a big U-bend. But I've got quite a few miles of some nice headwinds to battle until I get there. So this will be exciting. So just putting my pedaling muscles to good use, that's for sure. So there's some decent waves out here, nothing too crazy, just kind of normal stuff. And I'm just kind of slowly pedaling into the wind. So I'm just going at a nice easy pace that I can very easily maintain, because yesterday kind of wore me out. I pedaled very hard for about 5.5 to 6 hours. So yeah, I don't really want to do that again if I don't have to. So I'm only going like 1.5 miles an hour right now into this headwind. So not very fast, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. So it'll take me a couple hours to get to that hill over there, but I won't be exhausted by the time I get there. So that's pretty exciting. So hopefully once I get to that hillside, I can do the same as yesterday and follow those cliffs and stay out of the wind. I'm definitely not going to find a burger joint today, but that's okay. That was a nice change for once to get some different food. But yeah, just going to continue. Slow and steady wins the race. That's kind of the mantra today, because I'm a little tired from yesterday, and I don't really want to push it and just be absolutely exhausted. So, not if I don't have to. So, but this is fine by me. Just slowly making my way down Francis Case. Okay, so it's about 11, and I'm halfway to the next turn. So it's just slowly but surely. If this keeps up, I'm definitely not going to beat any time records for Francis Case. But that was never the goal at all, so that's okay. I'm just going to continue to slowly pedal into the wind today. So I'm listening to a good book on Audible and just continuing to pedal. So it's been a pretty enjoyable day so far. I've seen several of these big old turtles. Oh, it's gone. I don't know if the camera picked it up too well, but big old turtles will pop their heads up and just kind of breathe for a little bit before diving down. At the end of Lake Sharp, I saw a massive turtle pop up in front of me and dive down again. So that was pretty cool. I wasn't able to get it on camera. So the winds have died down for the moment, which I'm very appreciative of, and hopefully it stays like that for a while. I'm getting closer to this hillside where I'm going to turn right and continue along the cliffs, which is always interesting. I've been just going along this like really pretty field here with the hills in the background. It's been a very enjoyable morning, and I'm hungry. So for lunch, once I get it all dug out, I have another MRE. I'm almost out of them. I've just got one more of them. So the MRE today is menu 7, beef strips and savory tomato sauce. So I'm looking forward to that, which is kind of weird that I am looking forward to an MRE meal, but I'm kind of hungry. So hunger is the best flavoring for food, right? So yeah, I'm gonna snack on that as I continue down this lake. It's been a pretty good day so far. I've enjoyed it. So the wind has died down. I'm not entirely sure why. My phone said it's supposed to be super windy today, but I'll take it. I do not mind. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut this corner off a little bit. The lake wraps around here and continues to the right, but I'm just going to continue kind of straight across here. Might as well take advantage of the calm lake. So just cut a couple miles off, and yeah, it's just a really good day today. Lunch was good. I heated it up with the flameless ration heater. It's like a chemical that you add water to. It gets really hot, and it actually heated up the meal so much that it burnt me like on my first taste of it. So that's not very common. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue to see how many miles I can get today. It's a beautiful day out. There is a heat advisory for this afternoon. There's supposed to be a heat index of 104, so that's going to be lovely. But I did manage to fall asleep last night while uploading the video, and I ran the Starlink for several hours and drained a third of one of my batteries, which is not the end of the world, but a little annoying. That's bound to happen when you're editing and posting videos at like 11:30, 12 o'clock after pedaling all day. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So if it does get super hot, I might stop a little early and set the solar panels out, get everything charging, and go for a swim and just try to stay cool. But we'll see. I'm not desperately out of power yet. I'm just running a little low, so I'm not in dire need of it, but it might be nice. There has been some gunshots going off in the distance, but you know, that's okay. They're pretty far away. And other than that, just moving across the lake. There's been a couple random trees like that one there, but very few of them, so not really too much of a concern. So it's about 1:30 and I'm almost to the next corner. So I just kind of cut this entire cliff line that I've been heading towards off, and just kind of went through the middle. It's super calm out and just a really pretty day actually, so this is pretty great. So I'm nearly to this point here, and then the lake will be doing a big U-turn here. So I'm excited to, change some directions. It's the little things that you got to get excited on these lakes because not a whole lot happens. I've been pedaling for the hours listening to a good book, and that's really been my entire morning so far and afternoon. So this is definitely the slow and boring part of this trip is these lakes. It is definitely really pretty. There's a lot more trees along here now. All the hills are covered in cedars. So I don't know if it's everywhere has more trees now as I travel south, or if it's just along the river where I can actually see. But there is definitely more trees now, so that's pretty cool. And I'm just really enjoying the cedar covered hills as I pass by them. Well, this is the narrowest section of Lake Francis Case. I feel like I'm just going down the river here because it's not that much wider than the river in Missouri, so pretty interesting. The other side is like a different color, so I don't know if it's sand or muddy or what's causing that light colored kind of muddy water along the other shore, but it looks shallow, so I don't want anything to do with it. So I'm gonna stay on this side and just continue around this corner. This is pretty cool. I'm making pretty good progress today, so I'm pretty happy. I was expecting to most likely have to sit on the bank for a good portion of the day with 30 mile an hour wind gusts. So I'm pretty happy that that's not the case. There's a pretty good sized crane taking off right now. And there were two very small turtles sitting on that log right there and jumped back in the water literally as soon as I pulled the camera out. And I'm almost around this corner, so I'm doing good. So far the wind hasn't been an issue. I've lost phone service as I rounded this turn, and I'm just following these reeds. I'm in some muddy water here. It's not terribly deep. I've actually touched the bottom a couple times with the pedals, just the slimy mud, and then moved farther out. And there's been several carp that are just under the surface, and other than that, just a couple sticks. And that's really about it so far around the corner, so I'm just gonna continue to wrap around. It's still a really calm day, and I'm really enjoying it. It is definitely very hot, but luckily I've been out here for 2.5 months, and I'm pretty well heat adapted. I'm definitely gonna miss this once I go back to air conditioning, because I'm barely even sweating, and it's probably 95 or so, maybe a little warmer now. So it definitely makes me wonder if I shouldn't go without air conditioning. It'd make work a lot easier in the summer, but man, I do miss it. So probably won't happen. But yeah, it is just interesting how the heat doesn't bother me after being out in it for so long. So it's still a pretty calm day, and plenty hot. Luckily I've got this fan here blowing on my face, and it really helps a lot actually to keep me cool. So the lake continues and then turns right up here, so I'm just cutting the corner off here and heading straight across to that point, and then again to the other side. So luckily it's a beautiful day. I'm really glad they were wrong about the wind. Alright, I've almost made it to the point where I've crossed the lake, and the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Nothing bad, but definitely slowing me down just a little bit. So it's not really too big of a deal. So now I'm debating on whether or not I want to cross over again or just continue down this side. So we'll see once I get around the corner and see what it looks like. Okay, so it's 5:30. And I'm coming around this next corner. The lake next makes a turn to the left up here. And I'm making good time. The wind stopped, and it's not too bad out here, actually. There's just no humidity, so the heat isn't absolutely terrible. It's definitely warm out, but I'm just drinking lots of water, and I'm fine. So, just going to continue. The downside is I've lost phone service for the past couple hours, and the audiobook I was listening to just messed up. It's the first time I've had that happen. So I apparently didn't download all the way, and I didn't notice, and I reached the end of the part that it had downloaded. I don't have any service to re-download the book to continue listening to it. So that's kind of annoying. So not the end of the world. I do have a Starlink. I can, as soon as I power that sucker up, I can, do whatever I want. But until then, I'm left serviceless. So not too big of a deal. I do have a whole bunch of stuff downloaded on my phones to stay entertained, but just a minor inconvenience. I've gotten kind of used to having service. I've mostly had service for the past week or two, and I've really enjoyed it. So it's kind of annoying to lose it now, but hopefully it'll just continue to be better and better, because 2 years ago when I went through Missouri, I only lost service in the state of Missouri for about 20 minutes. So I'm hopeful that it should be pretty good, and that it'll be better farther north also, and I won't be without service this last part of the trip very often. Since it's so calm out still and really an enjoyable afternoon, I think I'm going to continue to cut the corners. So I'm going to just cut all the way across to this next point on the other side of the lake, and then I will cut to the next corner on the other side, because the lake continues to just kind of snake, and if I just keep going in a straight line, it'll cut quite a few miles off. So there's no reason not to when it's this calm. So it's 7 o'clock and I'm in the middle of the lake. So problem is I'm kind of losing steam. I'm getting a little tired, and I've still got at least a mile to shore. So just gonna continue to slowly push it out, and hopefully find a camp somewhere along these hills here. And because I'm getting a little tired, so I'm gonna see if I can't make camp just a little bit earlier than normal and set up all of the solar panels and just get a little bit of charge on the batteries, and go ahead and make some supper. So I'm looking forward to that. So it is the weekday, but I'm kind of surprised there's like no boats. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 boats on the entire Francis Cay so far. It's a very empty lake, so that's pretty interesting. It's been a very rugged day so far. I lost service about mid-morning, and I've not really seen too much. There are some houses or a house and a shed up there on the hilltop, and most of that shore is covered in cows. Other than that, there's not too much sign of humanity. So it's been kind of nice, though I would prefer phone service if I'm being honest, but that's okay. I will have it as soon as I get the Starlink powered up. So I'm just going to head over and see if I can't find a nice place to stay tonight. I'm really liking staying in these little coves in between these cliffs. It's pretty interesting and kind of tucked away, so kind of nice. For some reason, this section, the rock right along the water is like bright, like a copper color. It's really interesting. And then there's like black rock above it, but both of these have very interesting rock in them. I've not seen the like yellow orange coppery color before. So there's a closer look at the like coppery colored rock right at the water's edge, and then the black rock above it. It's really interesting because there's a little bit there, but that's really it. It's just this little like area here. So weird. Yeah, just really weird. It's a lot brighter in person than it is on at least the screen on the camera. So we'll see if it picks it up. So I'm finally up along this shoreline, or cliffs more accurately, but I'm just trolling. I'm just continuing down, looking for a good little cove to stay in. Hopefully there'll be a nice flat beach that I can stay at. Just some more interesting rocks. There's one little layer or 2 layers of like white mixed in with all these. That's kind of pretty cool. Okay, I'm pretty tired, but I think I might call this home for tonight. It's fairly flat. There are quite a few weeds, but it seems like that's been pretty common in this area. So That's no big deal. I have the tarp that I can lay down and they won't bother me. Well, I pulled up here on shore and man, am I tired, but that's alright. Unfortunately, this camp won't set itself up, so I gotta get moving. So I'm going to, I think the first thing I'm going to do is set up the solar panels and kind of try to soak in the last 30 minutes of sunlight that I have, and then go from there. It's not supposed to storm tonight, so I might set up the other tent just because it's something different. But we'll see. I don't actually know that it's going to not storm tonight. It wasn't supposed to, but I haven't been able to check weather all day, so it might have changed by now. All right, well, I've got the solar panels out and charging, but they're not doing a whole bunch with the sun just about set. So that was probably honestly a waste of time, but oh well, every little bit helps. So I'm going to go ahead and start supper because I am very hungry. So for supper, I have my last cold weather meal, which is menu number 4, turkey tetrazzini. So I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so I've got the tent set up. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go with a no rain fly again because there's a 3% chance of rain tonight. So I think I'm good. The sun has set and I'm just kind of cleaning things up and shoving everything in the tent. I'm completely exhausted, so I'm going to try to get the video edited and posted, but it might be a morning problem because, man, I am tired. So the sunset is another absolutely beautiful one. I've sitting here editing a video, and the turkey tetrazzini by Mountain House out of that cold weather MRE is really good. I'm really enjoying it. So I've got my fan here, and I am sweating a little bit. It is pretty hot out. But luckily, I'm just in the mesh tent, so there's a tiny bit of a breeze, and it's cooling off and not just getting hot in here like it would in my other tent. So that's pretty nice. So I'm just gonna edit the video and get it uploaded. Hopefully, I'm pretty tired, but that's okay. I will survive. So yeah, just a gorgeous evening though. So I'm really enjoying these evenings of sitting here watching the sunset fade over the lake. Okay, so it's almost 10 o'clock and I've got the video edited, but I'm going to worry about uploading it tomorrow because I'm absolutely exhausted. So I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. So with that, I'm going to say good night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.